What you gonna do?
Represent, yeah, we fresh to death. From east to west, float on my friends.
Represent, yeah, we fresh to death. From east to west, float on my friends.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Floaty McFly. I'm at the Float Factory, and welcome to the first premiere episode of Rep Your Set. So this series is all about, riders breaking down their boards and showing you what they got and why they ride it. So I'm gonna start it right off. So we're gonna start with the most obvious right here. I got these WTF rails. They changed the board up quite dramatically. So first off, it lowers your center of gravity. So all this weight that you're standing on, it ends up pulling the motor down a little bit on both sides. So all your weight keeps the wheel a little bit flatter. So I'd really like to ride this setup when I'm racing and going fast, because it just really ups my confidence. It tells me that the board is gonna stay exactly where I put it, so I can just barrel through everything as fast as I can. They've been fun. I've had maybe about a month experience with them so far, and they're great. I've been beaten a lot of times since I put these things on. So look at these these treads here. This is a BADASS, the BADASS Trail Pro. This is a FloatLife tire. It's a little bit softer than the other BADASS tires that you would get, so it gives you a lot of confidence as well. See, I guess a lot of these things are just boosting my confidence here. So it's real soft, but it's got a really gradual shape. What I like about this tire is the shape. Like if you look in here, it's got a consistent angle that goes across. Like right about here is the important part when you're making the turn, I think, because you start riding on this side of the tire. If you're making a turn like this angle right here is just perfect. It goes from flat to steep in like just the right way to give you a consistent, even turn that isn't too jumpy. I really like it because it's got this flat spot and it lets you go straight without having to turn. So you're allowed to just, without any like variations that you might get in some other tires. What else? On my tire, I also got these rim protectors here called Lifesavers. I keep these on my board so that I don't mess up motors, because I have definitely dented and cracked motors. You should see my first motor. I'm surprised it still holds air. Well, at least it will for like a day. I have a back foot pad here. It's pretty concave. It's the Cush High. For my trail setup, I like to ride the Cush High because it's pretty concave, but also got these nice tapered corners, and it's really squishy because it's urethane. So I like to kind of be able to get that edge that I kind of lock my foot and bend my toes around right here, almost like that, and just kind of lock in really hard like that. This little edge and this concave allows me to bend over and kind of have something to grip onto just right about here, because it's got a pocket, so you can kind of lock in on that's how I lock in on the backside. If I really need to lock in, I'll scoot forward, which will lead me to my flight fender here. I just have one right now. Been experimenting. I kind of like this setup because I really like having front foot pad space, the versatility of being able to move my foot to different places for making different types of turns really helps. But on the back, I like the ability to just kind of keep my weight moving forward, because I'm moving forward, so moving my weight forward is not a bad thing, whereas like trying to kick my weight back and get locked in is going to slow me down a little bit, whereas just full send this way is always going to help. Sometimes when I'm making really tight turns like this, it'll help me just kind of be able to throw a lot more weight than I would without it. Again, more confidence. It's just confidence building here, You can do a lot of this stuff on, you can ride really fast, but this stuff makes you a lot more confident riding fast, because you have the comfort and the control. I like to kind of find a balance because it's usually a trade-off. Another bit of trade-off here is this front foot pad. I choose a concave right now, foot pad from Electric Bigfoot. He's a great dude, makes some great pads. He's been making pads for a while. I luckily haven't had too many issues with this specific pad. It's been sitting like this for quite some time. So I've just kind of I've been running it and it's been working. It kind of seems to balance me out a little bit when I have the concave on the back and I add something up here. So it kind of levels me out a little bit. If anything, it sets me up a little higher and that changes the dynamics a little bit. You know, there could be a benefit to not having anything on here, but I'm kind of experimenting with the comfort factor a little bit. I might be losing a little control. Having the little bit of a bounce is helping for going really fast and absorbing the knocking that you'll get from kind of rolling over uneven terrain. That's pretty much the top of my board. If you look here at the bottom, for my trail setup, I've got the TheFloatLife bang bumpers. They have been through some use here and they've kind of got to like my shape. I've kind of created my shape. So they're just a little bit broken in. They've got a little bit more of a convex shape than they do stock because I've grounded down the edges a little bit. So if anything, they're, you know, just at the shape that's right for me because this is the way that I turn. This is how I grind into stuff. So I feel like, you know, a nice set of bang bumpers that's grounded down by yourself will just kind of be your perfect trail setup. It's got a nice tapered off edge on this side too. So if I'm going really fast and end up slipping out a little bit, I have the ability to kind of bring it back in. You know, it can also slip out on you, but if you're in control, you can catch that slip. Whereas if this was all flat, when you catch this edge, you're gonna be on a corner and you're gonna have a lot of weird friction action going that's probably just gonna send you around. So this kind of is set just in a way that at all points it's got a nice contact surface, so you can kind of get that slide and control it. Same thing goes with the front. You can just kind of feel when you move it around like this that you're like able to do that. So you can see it if I was gonna go into something. So I really like these bumpers. I like these foot pad. I like these rails. I like this tire. I like this fender. And that's why I have it on my board. Floaty McFly's trail setup. This is what I got.
You running any bearings in that or stock?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I do have one more upgrade to share. I got bearings in here. I got the ceramic Grizzly bearings from TheFloatLife. When I put these things on, I was surprised, like the difference. To be honest, I was a little skeptical about bearings because I'd always ridden other people's boards that had new bearings, but I didn't have that A/B test until I really did it myself. And I gotta say, it makes a difference, especially if your boards are older. So change your bearings, change your tire, change your rails, customize your fender, change your foot pads, and you got a trail setup. You know, you got to do all those things if you want to really gain the confidence and control of the Onewheel. And there you have it, folks. That wraps up the first episode of Rep Your Set. Come back later for the next episode. Catch you later. Peace. Ah! Oh!
That's it, y'all. Rep Your Set, first episode, it's done. Let us know who you guys want to see next. We're gonna dive into a bunch of setups. Next time is actually me and my setup. So make sure you tune in, have a great ride, because I know you're about to go ride, and float on, my friend.